do say Spider-Man now.
No, we just still say Spider-Man.
Oh, okay, that's still based. Yeah, I respect it.
Yeah. Oh, and my favorite one is Wi-Fi, which we call
El
Wi-Fi.
wifi, el wifi. ¿Tienes el
Yeah,
wifi?
That's
Hay
how my
wifi,
dad.
¿tienen wifi aquí?
That's how my dad says Wi-Fi. He says Wi-Fi as well.
That's crazy. That is crazy. You couldn't do that in Germany. There's like a fucking packed salami that you can buy here that's called beefy, and they wouldn't respect you if you did this.
We got a
Beef.
we got a brand of snack sausage over here called Fatty,
Hell yeah.
and they're big sausages. They got cheese. They put cheese in them.
Damn.
It's
I
really good.
love fucking sausage with cheese in it. I love that shit.
I love the word in Catalan for sandwich for some reason.
Bocadillo.
Well,
No, that's the Spanish one.
I don't know, like the actual sandwich, like with white bread. Well,
Yeah.
yes, that's something that deserves explanation for the people at home, I guess. Anyway, in Spanish, there are two words that that would be translated as sandwich. One is sandwich,
Yeah.
which is like white bread, two slices of white bread or some kind of malt bread, bread that was baked inside a square box.
Yeah.
And bocadillo, it's like a sub, made with a bar of bread.
I love me a bocadillo.
Sandwich, que no entrepa.
Yeah.
In Catalan, well, first of all, the same distinction exists in Catalan. What in Spanish we would call bocadillo, we call entrepa. It's very between bread. And the sandwich, like the one with white bread, the English sandwich is a sandwich. I don't know. I just
yeah. It's
I
crazy
still
that it
don't.
filtered down into Catalan, but not Castellano. That's wild.
I mean, to be fair, in Spanish, you can say sandwich, or sandwich.
Yeah.
Again, to the yes, sandwich.
Do they still have bollicao down there?
Yes.
Hell yeah. I used to love bollicao, especially the ones with white stuff in it. Maybe I was all along.
In the Middle Ages, in the Middle Ages, sandwiches used to be called trenchers. That's such a better name than sandwich. Also, the first recorded instance of a sandwich in literature is from the 1st century BC. The ancient Jewish sage Hillel the Elder is said to have wrapped meat from lamb in bitter herbs and soft matzah bread. So sandwiches are a Jewish concoction. Again. Anyway, I'm playing Euro Truck Simulator, and I'm thinking I'm going to head over. I'm in Geneva right now. I think I'm going to head over to Lyon and take a load of food to Albania. Tirana.
Albania, dude.
Wait a second. You are like driving a real truck across Europe, right?
No, this is a game. This is a game.
He drives real trucks across America, and he drives fake trucks across Europe.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I thought. Yeah, because I knew you drove a truck for a living. You were a trucker.
Yes.
I forgot that for a moment. I didn't know that, but the way you said that, I thought for some reason you were like You were doing exactly the same. It was the other way around for a moment. I thought like you were driving a real truck through Europe and playing American Truck Simulator.
There are European truckers who do exactly that. Also,
Yes.
this is really weird. My truck, I bought a Volvo, and its backup noise is a fucking car alarm, and I don't know why it does that.
There is something to be said about the deep sense of longing that humans have for the pasture unexplored in that whole American truckers play Euro Truck Simulator and European truckers play American Truck Simulator thing.
Actually, one of the biggest Microsoft Flight Simulator players has a day job as a pilot for Delta.
That's so that. I mean, honestly, if you love your job so much, just fucking
just fucking go for it.
Yeah.
His name is Air Force Proud, which I think he actually was in the military, but he posts videos up from his streams because a thing he often does is he role plays as a air traffic controller.
Yeah.
And it's some of the funniest shit. Because like weird shit will happen. Like you can, there's a lot of aircraft offered in Flight Simulator, and sometimes when you play online they break. So you'll have like a guy in a hot air balloon doing like Mach 3 across the city.
Hell yeah. Hot air balloons are scary as fuck. Honestly, I would never do that.
They are.
Some guy really thought, I'm going to travel the skies in a fucking basket.
Yeah, it's the first guy to do that. The first guy to do that was like nuts.
Yeah,
I think it was a French guy who did it.
It always is with these people. It always is with shit like this.
Wait, did you call the French people?
Well, I corrected myself. Please forgive me.
All right.
I was really far. I'm reading this book, and it's a Joe Abercrombie book, so it's like deconstruction of classic fantasy tropes, right? But even his books surprise me sometimes, because like it's a book about like a mercenary, and she's like very successful. And then she gets murdered by her employer and thrown down a mountain, and her brother also gets killed. But she survives this and like goes on a revenge quest because she has unspeakable amounts of money. And then at some point she like becomes allied with that duke's like enemy duke, and they end up fucking. And then
whoa, that guy break checked me.
And then there's like a scene where they just after fucking. It's like, I've always loved being at the mercy of powerful women. I don't suppose you would want to, and you can like see him putting like the fingers together in universe, right? I wouldn't suppose that you would like to piss on me. And I'm like, what the fuck?
What?
He was like this sort of dashing, handsome lord this whole time. The book is so. I mean, these books are so fucking crazy sometimes. I really love Joe Abercrombie as an author.
I'm gonna have to check him out.
That reminds me of a real life story that the guy, the psychologist, I don't know exactly what he was, who invented the term masochism.
Yeah.
In fact, that's a medical diagnosis back in the day.
Yeah.
Did so while the guy he got the name from
Duke Mazoch, right?
Yes, that one was still alive.
That's
still writing.
Insane.
Oh my god!
I don't know. We still have several letters. The guy sent saying like, dude. What the fuck? fucking problem, man. That's wrong.
I didn't do nothing to you, motherfucker.
God, that's so fucking petty. That sounds like uh like hearing about how like when Dante wrote Inferno, he just like everybody he didn't like, he just put in hell being tortured.
Yes. I
That
really
is so
respect that.
based, honestly.
Yeah.
As thou mayst see, I have drawn thee as the Zodiac burning in hell.
Yes.
Yes. It's just like, yeah, fuck you in particular. I'm killing you in my creation.
I remember way back in the day when I was like 16, 17, I was writing and I would put like people I admired. It was like basically it was like a novel set in the future where the good guys had won democracy and all that, and they were like people that I admired that I would put as like old powerful people in this sort of government. And I'm very glad that I never published any of that, because one of those people was Cenk Uygur that I put as like the fucking chief of the world parliament and shit. There were a bunch of like pretty much all of them now are like Russia apologists or Nazis or like people who have completely lost the plot. There was I had like a Rubin Foundation because Dave Rubin was still with the Young Turks back then. I was like, damn, none of this. This was like my first explorations into political sort of stories. And it's like, damn, this is so bad. I would have killed myself. And the lesson I learned from that is to never ever do that ever.
It's like finding out. You remember that picture that someone drew of like Sargon of Akkad and like Mr. Medical and like a couple other people as like the new Mount Rushmore?
Oh yeah.
That'd be like finding out that they're like trans now.
I mean, really, I remember this the Chris Ray Gun Lacey Green red pill image. There was so looking back at all that shit, there's so much unbelievable cringe that back then I was like, I guess this is kind of cool. This is cool.
It looked kind of neat. It was like, oh, who are these? Let's see who I recognize.
I remember of the people on this image. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember way back when Gamergate was kicking off. There was somebody had drawn like the two sides of Gamergate.
Yeah.
With I remember distinctly like one of the people on the side that was considered like woke and like allied with like Zoe Quinn was Marcus Pearson, the creator of Minecraft, and it's like, holy shit, that did not.
Oh yeah, that did not work out.
Yeah.
He was really beloved by the internet for a while because he was like he's like ostensibly just a nice guy, but then he had to become rich and open his mouth about political opinions.
Yeah, I remember. I remember straight. Why can't we do a straight pride parade? It's like,
just come to the gay pride parade, dude. Just come to Pride. Show up.
Yeah, just go. They got good food.
Yeah.
There's like good food trucks and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, dude, they don't have it. Apparently, my Pride event on Saturday, they canceled we only have sort of the march, the demonstration, and then this year for the first time we don't have anything after that. There's no stalls or anything, and I still don't entirely understand why. As I understand this, and I reckon this is I'm probably wrong about this, but it seems to be that last year somebody complained that some people didn't like it when Pride was too
did they complain about change?
No, party because it's like a serious political demonstration. And so if
Well,
that can't be diminished by people having fun. And they
see
did that so
the
much that they
part where
sent the
people.
organizers sort of death threats or something, and that sort of led to that.
That's like the complete opposite here, where it's like the fun is part of the political message.
Yeah, that's
You're
kind of
having
the
fun
This is I
in
agree.
spite.
This is the
In
point
spite,
here as well.
yeah.
This is the point here as well. But there's just some people who hate fun, I guess.
I mean, Pride, Sioux Falls Pride here was really, really awesome this year because they usually only do the parade and then they do the festival. But this year they added an adults only kink event
That rules.
at Club David. So that was really cool. They made it official. It's like this is adults only, no children.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just get your kink on. So that was really cool. I didn't go. I had to work the next day, but yeah, I went to the parade and I went to the festival. So that was enough for me.
Yeah.
Nice. By the way, I just got a really funny message a while ago, like at 6. I jokingly told my mom because I had called a couple times and she had her phone off. And I said, I see you have forgotten about me. And now I just got the response saying, no, what happens is that we have changed the lock and disowned you. We're okay, thanks for asking.
What?
My dad is always losing his fucking phone. Every time I call him, I have to like call him 2 or 3 times in a row to hear it, but sometimes it just doesn't pick up. And it's because of 2 reasons. The first one is normal. It's because like he left it in the truck or he left it outside, on the balcony. The other one is when the phone goes off, his dog Princess will take the phone and just run away with it. She doesn't because she associates the phone with dad leaving the house and leaving him alone.
Yeah.
So she doesn't want him to leave. So she goes and she hides the phone.
That is a pretty clever dog. It's also messed up, but that is a pretty clever dog.
What?
Yeah, he adopted her. Apparently, she was neglected as a puppy, so she has like really big attachment issues. Like when I visit my dad, he always brings Princess and Coco. Coco's the boy. He's really, really stoic. He's a good boy, but he's also really stoic. But Princess, like, I climb in his truck, and she just is like, okay, you're my chair now. And she'll just climb on top of me and just constantly want to give me kisses and licks and stuff. And she's a really
cute.
She's a really awesome dog. But she's also she's also, just really quick, she's also a Australian Shepherd, and they weigh like 60.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the bestest dogs.
Pretty big.
Yeah, and she weighs like 60 pounds, so she's not a puppy anymore, so it can kind of get a bit overwhelming, but I don't regret it at all. I really enjoy visiting her.
We must see very smart dogs too. I was going to say, yeah. I have a friend who got a similar cat once, and in fact that's more or less the way they got it. The cat was originally a stray, but one day they just their mom went out on a walk, saw the cat. The cat followed her back, and when she opened the door, the cat just ran in and stayed inside the home. And it's been like 6 years since. I have pictures of
Jesus
that.
Christ, man.
I have pictures. Let me look for a moment.
By the way, how is everybody doing? I've had a week.
I'm good. I hung
I'm
out
doing
with
better.
Joy today. We had got lunch. Damn.
Nice.
Yeah, I was not paying attention.
He drove into you. That was not your fault.
Oh, you're playing Euro Truck. Bro,
Yeah.
bro, doing your job in a video game. Bro, I swear to God.
Oh, the fire truck's right here. Cool, we can get this taken care of. Yeah.
What do you mean taking care
Yes. Well, the fire truck's there. We had an accident. Let me try this again.
Yeah, it's messed up what he did to you right there.
Yeah. But we got it all cleared up. I didn't get fined, so yeah, it wasn't at fault.
of? Yeah.
But
The police
but
will
yeah.
always find a way to make it your fault.
Oh yeah, especially with truck drivers, because
Really?
we're they. In most accidents, the assumption is the truck driver is at fault, unless evidence proves otherwise.
Damn.
Seems a little bit messed up.
It is. It really is. Like back when I got into that accidents where there was a guy walking in the middle of the road, and the car that was passing me ran into me to avoid hitting the guy. The initial assumption was that I was at fault.
How?
Just because I'm the professional. It's not official. Like there is an official law that says, we're gonna make sure. It's just an assumption that most cops make.
But that's kind of bizarre because, I mean, you'd think that the guy who drives trucks for a living is the least likely to have done something wrong in this situation.
Right.
Jesus. That
Right.
sounds pretty rough. Goddamn.
But it's not only the cop. Well, once everything was explained, and they found the guy who was in the middle of the road. Apparently, his car broke down, and he was walking to a gas station. So instead of like walking on the shoulder, he decided to walk in the fucking road.
What?
Yeah, he was not a very smart man, and but once everything was explained, and unfortunately, the car that ran into me was a handicap van, and they were taking a disabled person back home, and unfortunately, it kind of just like their van was okay, it was still drivable, but it was just bad all around. It kind of ruined everybody's nights.
Yeah, I would have.
But no, the crazy thing was, and I think I told you guys about this. 2 months later, I got a letter from the van company's insurance company saying we have determined that you are at fault. You owe us $18,000.
The fuck? I love insurance companies just trying. Just let's just apply pressure to this private person just to try it.
Yeah. So the first thing I did was I called up my company and I told them what happens, and they told me to do was just leave the letter at the shop. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it.
Yeah, that's good.
And I never heard anything back about it.
Damn.
And yeah, but it was just crazy that like, even though the police report showed I was not at fault, and even showed that the driver of the van wasn't really at fault because they were trying to avoid a hazard, Yeah, the insurance company was like, "Oh, he's the truck driver. He's got a lot of money, so we'll go after him."
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah. No, insurance is such a fucking racket.
Yep.
And you're required if you need to drive
War.
a car, you're required to have it,
Yeah.
which I kind of understand. I think I go this way. Whoa!
Jesus,
I got
man.
caught speeding.
Of course you did.
Messed up.
Yeah. Also, I almost missed my exit. So sorry, this isn't as exciting as the last time I was driving where I was delivering a helicopter to the West Bank.
Did you do that?
Is that one?
Yeah, the first time I streamed Euro Truck Simulator, I was delivering a helicopter from Norway to the West Bank.
That's crazy, dude.
Fuck
I
yeah, man.
I remember it because I don't know if it was either you, Posh, or Cody, because I was
Is
at the
my
border
internet
check.
fucked? Let's see if everyone is this.
Yeah, it was either you or Cody told me, "Hey, why don't you drive?" Because I was at the border patrol checkpoint in Israel, and you were like, "Hey, drive into that soldier," and I did.
Oh yeah, man.
And yeah, the game just kind of says you got in the crash. Yeah, they didn't open fire or do anything cool like that,
Yeah,
but
that's pretty
what you
unrealistic.
can do. Yeah.
How realistic is this game? Like, as someone who does this for a living.
I mean, I wouldn't learn how to drive on this thing, but most of it's pretty accurate. Like in regards to like engine power, doing all the shifting. Again, the weight of the truck is pretty accurate in regards to how much power the truck can produce. So naturally, if you got heavy loads, you're going to go slower. But if you have a very powerful engine and transmission, you can kind of mitigate that.
Damn, bro.
As far as like specific countries, I can't really tell you because I mean I've been to Germany and I've been to Spain, so I'd say those countries are pretty accurate. But as far as like Serbia or Poland or Iceland, I can't really tell you how accurate those places are.
I mean, yeah,
They mentioned.
But I mean the only thing that's not really and I understand they have to do it for the sake of gameplay, is they do a bit of time warping.
Yeah.
Just to make the game more interesting. Like it shows here, I have 940 miles left on my trip. If that was in real time, that would take me like 2 days to do safely.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, but I can do it. But because of time warping, I'll get this done in like 2 hours, maybe.
Yeah,
So.
that's probably a lot more rewarding.
But yeah, I also have a mod pack installed called Pro Mods, which expands the map greatly.
Yeah.
Let me show you the world map really quick. Yeah, so right now I'm in France. This is where I've driven so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't have Gibraltar for some reason. But yeah, they got all this. Their latest expansion was the former Yugoslavia. So they got all the roads and countries there. They even recognized Kosovo.
Yeah. That's pretty based.
But yeah, expands
I
it
think
gives
it's
you like
Windows.
they also give you northern Greece. You can go to Istanbul, also some places, and then you got the Middle East over here, which you take a ferry to get over there. You can go all the way to Iraq. You can also go to Georgia, and you can go drive around in Kazakhstan if you want to.
That's pretty sick.
But
Recently,
They have
Personally,
Moldova. Oh, go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say that personally, I think Kosovo belongs to Greece.
I think it belongs
Thank you
to
for your
Albania.
contribution.
You get a little bit. They were doing more developments in Ukraine, but obviously because of the war, they decided to hold off on that. You got Western Ukraine.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to
Um,
model any buildings that were destroyed later. That would be worthless.
yeah, they don't do Belarus. For obvious reasons. They do. You can go to St. Petersburg and obviously Kaliningrad. You can go. I've been up to. It doesn't show me going there, but I've been up to Murmansk. I've been to the northern tip of Norway.
Nordkapp.
Yeah. You can also go to Slavbard. There's a ferry that goes up there. You can go to Iceland.
Did they make
go
a
to
bar
Iceland.
just for giraffes? Giraffes?
To
Uh,
Iceland.
I went to Iceland. That was a lot of fun because they actually modeled in snowy weather,
That rules.
and it's just as dangerous, and I hate it just as much as the real thing.
Damn.
And in this recent expansion, you can go to Greenland.
We can't really drive anywhere, I suppose.
Yeah. You can take a ferry and like drive around town.
That's cool.
But Pro Mods, it's one of those mods that's just so big and so good. It's like, how the fuck is this free?
Yeah.
Because they add so much. Oh yeah, there's Malta as well. But,
Some people
yeah.
just love making cool content, good content for people.
Yeah. But
By the
actually,
way,
oh, go ahead.
have you been playing Warhammer any times recently? Or have you been traveling?
No, I've been mostly traveling, and then
fair.
I've been doing a lot of I have a lot of appointments with the VA, trying to get approved for. Oh, it's just to get approved for benefits from the military because I when I was deployed to Afghanistan and Iraq, I was exposed to burn pits.
Ooh.
And thanks to Biden, he passed the CARE Act. The U.S. military recognizes that burn pits were a really bad thing, and we should not have exposed our soldiers to such toxic chemicals. So we're going to come in 20 years after the fact and take care of them, even though a lot of them have already died.
That makes it
Damn.
easier.
Damn. Son.
Yeah, it's still a lot cheaper that way, I guess.
I guess. But yeah, so I went to the
Thought of
VA.
economy.
Yeah, I went to the VA, answered a bunch of questions. They poked her because I had diabetes, and with diabetes, your legs kind of get fucked up.
Yeah.
So they were poking around my legs and stuff, and taking blood and doing range of motion and all that stuff to see, if there's any nerve damage or anything. So
Eesh. That's rough, buddy.
yeah.
Man.
Yeah. My dad also gets benefits from the VA because he served in Vietnam and in the first Iraq War, and he actually gets. I think from what he told me, not only does the VA cover all his medical treatments, but they also just pay him $3,500 a month.
Damn.
Good. I mean, good.
Yeah.
If you fucking do this in the surface of your country.
Yeah. Well, and the thing I didn't know, and he never told me, but I guess I lucked out. But one of his jobs was deploying Agent Orange.
Yeah.
from helicopters.
Damn.
Like he was the guy like turning the nozzles and spraying the shit. And yeah, he told me about it. He's like, yeah, some days I just was completely covered in that shit.
Jesus.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's Agent Orange was a fucking huge mistake.
Many such cases.
You know.
Yeah, many such cases.
I find it odd when people sort of blame the soldiers for that shit. Like anytime there's like something, like I understand that there is like that even soldiers have a moral responsibility for shit, but especially when you're like completely unaware, like when you get duped. I feel like there's a difference between like spraying Agent Orange because your boss told you to and like shooting children in the head.
Yeah. One of them definitely should make you question what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
there's
and-
4 trees.
yeah. You know, I mean,
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
We all kind of thought of the same joke at the exact same time.
I'm just thinking about Apocalypse Now. I watched that a couple months ago, and it's such a good movie. And I remember watching it a long time ago with my dad, and I asked him about the accuracy, and he's like, "It's a pretty good movie." That's all he told me was it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, a war crime similar to the use of Agent Orange, because I have burned myself in a very annoying way.
God damn it.
Bro.
Yeah. There's like no real like damage to the skin, but it hurts, and it's like the whole hand, so it's very annoying. You know.
Much like the Agent Orange annoyed the Vietnam.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm basically on the same level as
It is really, I mean, it is
the
really
war.
such an incredible idea to come up with, to just be, oh, our soldiers are having trouble seeing the enemy in the forest. Let's just get rid of all the leaves in the forest. That is such an insane thought to come up with.
Yeah. That to be said, the army top brass can sometimes be very dumb.
This is the kind of shit you come up with when high.
I remember when Ronald Reagan wanted to build space racers.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the Star Wars project.
Oh yeah.
Reagan approved that literally because he was like, "Oh, you called it Star Wars, like the movie," and that's all it fucking took.
Incredible.
And like millions of dollars just wasted. Did I tell you the story? There's a couple of YouTube videos about it. Did I ever tell you guys about Project Pluto?
You did not.
It was a classified project where the U.S. Navy and the U.S. Air Force got this idea of we're working on building nuclear jet engines, and the biggest problem we have with them is that they spew out a lot of radioactivity, and they're kind of not safe to use. But we spent all this money developing them. We should do something with it. And they got the idea of, why don't we use these nuclear engines to power a missile that's going to be loaded up with dozens of warheads, and we'll put it in the air. We'll have it fly around the North and South Pole for years at a time. So that way, when the nuclear apocalypse comes, they're ready to go. And then we'll send them their target, and they will just drop warheads all over the Soviet Union and Eastern Europe. And once they drop all their warheads, they'll drop down to about 500 feet above the ground, and just fly at hypersonic speeds, spewing radioactivity everywhere. And after it does that for a few days, we'll just have it crash somewhere and just spread
Damn.
nuclear material everywhere. So they came up with this idea of this doomsday missile, and they presented it to John F. Kennedy. And he read over it, and he looked at them and asked them, "The fuck is wrong with you?" No.
Damn.
That is the realest reaction, though. I mean,
Yeah.
if your reaction was anything else, there would be something wrong with you.
Yeah, I just like it was literally like you know, you were so focused on doing the thing, you never thought about whether or not you should have done it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they apparently after that they were like, yeah, we're not going to do any more work with nuclear engines because they are not safe.
Yeah, it's just not a good idea.
Oh,
Oh,
damn,
Oh,
I didn't know they were
fuck.
unsafe.
Maybe you
How
fuck
did
with
this
that
happen?
in deep space, but that's about it.
Yeah,
Oh
but
yeah,
we're-
there was another project that NASA was looking into called Project Orion, where they were going to build. Well, actually the idea is a really good idea. The problem is that instead of launching it from space, like building it up in space, they wanted to launch it from the surface of the Earth, and that's a problem because its propulsion method was it had like the spaceship had a huge bell,
Yeah.
a huge like iron bell, and what would happen is the spaceship would release a nuclear bomb inside the bell, and the bomb would explode and push the spacecraft forward.
Yeah.
And that's a good idea because it's a cheap way to go really, really fucking fast.
Yeah.
The problem was they wanted to launch it from Earth that way.
That's pretty dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. They tested
I
it out
love that.
they did test it out with smaller models just using dynamite, and it was actually really effective. It actually worked pretty well. But yeah, the whole nuclear bombs.
It is still a proposed method for interstellar travel.
Oh yeah, we could still do it, but yeah, you don't want to do it planet side.
Yeah.
It's basically a very big gun. It's basically the thing they did in the Jules Verne story, the one where they went to the moon. That one. It's basically how they did it. If you think about it, like just a
Oh yeah.
very big cannon.
Yeah, well, that's more like
Oh,
a
yeah.
rail gun, really. Except, without the magnetics.
Yeah, it was just a really big gun.
Yes, it's like a rail gun, except without the rail, or
Yeah.
just a gun.
Yeah, it's it's basically a gun.
Despite the method of propulsion, I forgot who wrote that. Was that Jules Verne or I forgot who wrote it.
Could be.
I did say Jules Verne. I hope it was correct. Jules Verne.
He did the journey to the center of the Earth.
Yes.
That was really cool.
Yes.
But I remember reading it, and he was actually very accurate in many aspects. Like his preferred launch site was in Florida, and also things like trajectory and timing and stuff were actually pretty accurate.
Yeah, he often did that.
But yeah, his launch site was in the middle of Florida.
It's crazy that like a lot of sci-fi, like, because of course sci-fi authors get shit wrong all the time, they're like speculating about stuff that's way in the future with the knowledge of the time. And it's way easier to go like, "Oh, what a goofy fucking idiot that he thought we would use a cannon." But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but the rest of it is actually very accurate. He actually did
and
put
in
a lot
fact,
of
like,
thought into this. We just have the benefit of hindsight that he didn't.
and in fact, like the cannon could technically potentially work. We
Yeah,
could send something to the moon with a large enough cannon.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it could definitely work.
Yeah.
I've done that. I've shot semen on the moon.
Wow.
There's another story I heard. I don't know if this is true or not, but it makes for a good legend.
Could you just hold on a second? Just a very brief moment before the semen comment fades.
Oh,
I
I was trying to
once
move away
heard-
from that.
I once heard of a real life member of the United States military, of the Navy, of course, called Seaman Swallows.
That is messed
tier.
up.
Yeah.
Okay, swallows, a relatively normal, reasonable surname. Why do you choose the Navy?
Yeah. This is a clip. I don't even remember if this is a real clip or if I dreamt this. But there was like this old British couple, and the woman is like, "Oh, I can't believe these men are all bugging each other," and like the husband is like, "Fucking, well, I mean, you know, sometimes you gotta do it." And she's like, "What?" He's like, "Well, darling, I was in the Navy."
What the fuck is that? I love him. Yes. The Navy,
Oh.
more like the Navy.
Hell yeah. That
Anyway,
deserves the. Hang on, let me find the fucking Cumtown riff.
Oh, there you go.
That
Yeah.
deserved that.
Yeah. Oh, but the legend I heard was back during World War II. The editor for Astounding Stories, which is a monthly sci-fi magazine.
Yeah, like a pulp place, right?
Yeah, it's like Pulp Fiction. He had one of his authors write a story about the U.S. Developing a super weapon,
Yeah.
and after that story was published, they got the FBI showed up at their offices, and they were like, "Hey, your story is very interesting. How do you know about these things?" And he said, "Well, we have a subscription list here of all our subscribers, and a lot of them are noteworthy physicists and scientists and mathematicians, and there's a lot of engineers. And we noticed a couple years ago, all of them changed their address to a post office box in New Mexico."
Yeah.
So we kind of we didn't know it. Is there some? Did we? It just happened to be just an incredible coincidence.
I love it. This is like the fucking the Tom Clancy thing, where like the fucking the military reached out to him and was like, "How do you know about all these like secret technologies and the secret strategies and plans in place?" And he was like, "I don't know. This is just what I would do." Like, I don't know nothing. I just assumed that you would do this because it's smart.
Yeah.
We do assume sometimes with the United States government.
Yeah.
Let us not forget the Acoustic Kitty project.
I like there's another saying from World War II. I don't know if this is true or not, or was actually said, but it was like from a Soviet officer. He was like, the Americans are insufferable because they'll spend so much time and money and resources making an elaborate plan, and then they'll throw it away and just do whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when they tried to convince communist Filipino rebels that God was telling them to stop, and when that by just flying a helicopter over their camps and just blasting them with a high power searchlight and screaming stuff from the helicopter.
Oh, that is very clever. That is
One of
That's
the most
insane,
fucked up
but
things
clever.
that they did
Of
was
course,
sorry, yeah, go ahead, Alex.
yeah, of course that did not work because they knew what a helicopter was.
Yeah.
So after that, they started draining war prisoners and just leaving them on the jungle in places where they would be found, and try to convince the same rebels that there was a vampire in the forest.
Oh yeah, the whole Aswang thing, right?
Yes,
Oh yeah.
yes, yes. Basically, a Filipino vampire, but it's a bit more complicated. It's actually like a really cool creature, but
Yeah, yeah.
let's keep it on
It's
topic.
a sort of vampire.
Yeah, sort of vampire. You know, I think that flies, that sucks blood, that sort of stuff. Well, half of it flies. It's a whole story. Oh, am I mixing up my folklore? Anyway, the thing is that they did that, and it did not fly again.
Yeah.
Of course, they were not stupid. Which, by the way, the plan literally relied on the fact that the Filipino people were, quote, primitive and superstitious. So there's that. But anyway, when
like in
Yes.
Vietnam when they did those like ghost voice boxes that they installed in the forest, where they made up this shit about like, oh, I'm the ghost of a soldier, and we should I'm from the Viet Cong and now I'm in hell and we should all surrender, and shit, and they like would play this super loud in the forest in the middle of the night.
That would be pretty spooky.
You can
That would
listen
be
to
pretty
those
spooky.
recordings; they're pretty fucked up.
oh, by the
Yeah.
way, to finish my story,
Yeah,
do
sorry.
you know what they did that actually worked?
Yeah, what was it?
They just paid them. They gave them money to stop
Nice.
Oh, and there's the whole Bay of Pigs debacle, which, by the way, a mistranslation. It's the Bay of Pigs. It's because the Spanish name is Bahía de los Cochinos.
Yeah.
Cochinos in this case, meaning a kind of fish.
Yeah.
But like they.
Well, no, yeah, I just realized what. Yeah, I think I just had a realization about that name.
Yeah, it's
I think Bay of Pigs sounds better though. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, I'm just imagining a bay of pigs, just a bunch of pigs on the beach, on towels, drinking margaritas.
Actually, it is now a mangrove, which is
yeah.
part of the problem because they basically plan on gathering like a paramilitary force. Well, no, it was like, well, yeah, technically paramilitary because they were not officially affiliated with the United States government or any other government, but like a paramilitary force of Cuban dissidents, and gave them like ships, weapons, and that sort of stuff to basically invade Cuba and defeats Fidel Castro in a war and reinstall a United States friendly regime. Small problem. They thought they would be disembarking in you describe it like as your classic Cuban beach, white sand, say Caribbean. Problem was, yes, the beach was in fact like that at some point. Problem is that point was when the maps they were using were drawn back in the 19th century.
Ah,
An entire forest had grown, and they just got there. So there wasn't no beach to disembark on, and instead, I guess we're
There were a lot of fuck ups. There were a lot of fuck ups in that conspiracy. Like they were supposed to be getting support from the Navy, but the Navy just never showed up.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, the amount of things that they planned on doing to Fidel Castro and tried to do to Fidel Castro. I mean, it's like the fucking time travelers trying to kill Hitler shit. Like how elaborate they got.
Oh yeah, my favorite one was they got a sex worker to hook up with him, and she was supposed to like poison him. Or no, she was supposed to shoot him with a gun.
Yeah.
And she like brought the gun out, and he's like, "If you're going to kill me, you better do it fast." And she couldn't do it, and in fact, like he like talked her down.
Damn.
It's just like, goddamn.
Yeah, I mean, he
Alright,
was a
what I missed.
charismatic motherfucker, so.
He is
charismatic motherfucker.
Fidel.
Fidel Castro.
Friend of the
You
show,
mean-
Fidel.
Don't you
Castro
mean
survived 100 assassination attempts.
don't you mean Justin Trudeau's father?
Yes, that he's his dad.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that classic conspiracy gem.
I choose to believe that simply because it's funny.
Same.
Is Trudeau still the boss of Canada, the Prime Minister?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, he still is.
It's been
He's
like
still
10
in
years
charge.
almost, isn't it?
Yeah.
When we're still
Yeah.
on Castro, when we're still on Castro, did you know that about his honestly warring love? Like warring in extent, like his love of dairy. Like the guy literally started an entire program for breeding cows fit for mass meat production to basically feed his ice cream addiction.
Base.
Oh yeah.
That is
he-
a Joe
he-
Biden. That's a verified Joe Biden moment that Fidel had right
Yeah,
there.
I forgot the name of it, but there's a ice cream parlor in Havana, Cuba that the Communist Party built, and it's one of the largest ice cream parlors in the world. I think it can serve like
Let me look at that.
I think it can serve like 50,000 people at a time.
Based. During this project, basically what I did was crossing a variety of sweet.
They were crossing they were crossing
dairy
like
cows with
with Indian beef cows.
yes.
Damn.
Basically, the objective was basically to get a cow that produced large amounts of milk, but could also withstand the Cuban heat. By the way, before that, there was an attempt to build like a huge air-conditioned complex to house Swedish cows.
That's so good.
Yeah,
That's so
Swedish,
good.
not Swedish. Sorry, not Swedish. Swiss cows from Switzerland.
Yeah.
I misspoke. But anyway, like a huge air-conditioned complex to house the cows, which for very obvious reasons did not work, and it started breeding both with which sadly only produced one cow that feeds basically was able to fulfill the objectives of the program. You know, with sun heat and produce a lot of meat.
Yeah.
Fidel Castro called her Bianquita.
Oh yeah, there's a statue of her.
Yeah, there's a statue. He was devastated when the cow died.
Yeah, because I think the average cow produces like 30 to 40 liters of milk a day. She produced like 150 liters of milk.
Yes.
Yeah, she was a king, a queen at milk.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then when she did eventually pass away, like Fidel Castro was like in a huge depression when she did pass away.
Which is very funny, also pretty cute. I think it's pretty cute on this part.
What
I'm
a
pretty
fucking
sure-
guy.
Yeah.
He also made the mistake of because we have a Navy base in Cuba called Guantanamo Bay, and the government of Cuba considers it an illegal occupation, but the United States justifies it because they send a rent check
Yeah.
every month to Havana.
He was a cow, by the way.
What's that? Oh yeah,
Also, I
that's
was
her.
just saying that I sent a picture of the cow.
She does look very cute.
Yeah.
She
I actually
but
love
like
cows.
so like Fidel Castro just kept all the checks like in a office cabinets,
Yeah.
but like one check was accidentally cashed, and so because of that, the U.S. was like, "No, you took payment. You took payment."
That's
we
what I
can be
do.
there.
That's what I do with my landlord, dude. I paid him one time, and it's like, oh, but I paid you the one time, therefore I'm allowed to be here. Try and
Forever.
remove me. I have an army of torturers in my house.
By the way, this reminds me, didn't they try to trans Hitler at one point?
What?
I remember there was like an attempt by the Allied forces at one point to feed Hitler food laced with estrogen,
Oh yeah.
try to make him
Sorry.
chill out a bit.
To force femme, fucking.
Yeah, basically.
I love it.
And they sort of like paid his personal cook to again lace the food with estrogen.
That
That's what they just sort of.
Oh yeah, they were doing that so his beard would fall out.
Oh, hell, just imagine just Hitler with big tits. Just the exact same guy, but he has big tits.
Yeah.
Man.
Wow.
His
Can you
big
imagine the
tits.
time? Can you imagine
Massive
being
thick thighs. Sorry. Go ahead.
Can you imagine being the time traveler that went back in time to prevent an artist he really hated from getting into art school?
Oh yeah, that whole shit.
I was looking at GURPS for reasons today, and they have this setting. I actually looked at that today, called Infinite Worlds, and it's like an alternate history thing, and they have like the wackiest alternate history scenarios that you could possibly imagine. And they have like a system where they name it after a major like they have these like turning points, and then they have a system that like documents these specific outcomes, but there's always like several ways that something can go. So there's like Reich 5, which is one of the 5 major iterations of the Nazis winning.
Oh no.
Oh man.
And there's like
Oh,
they
man.
have this with like fucking with like the American colonies failing and England taking over the world. They have this with fucking the Mongol hordes dominating well into the medieval era. They have this with like the Roman Empire, and then there's all the worlds that are like manipulated by various agents from various timelines. It's such an incredibly muddled and complicated setting. It's really fascinating, but it is like a GURP setting, so they have like rules for everything.
Yeah. There's stats and rules for absolutely everything. It's my uncle was really in the GURPS
It is an
when
interest
he was
like
around.
it does what it does very well. I feel like it's the doing that sort of shit is something that we have, let's say, grown past in like our game design knowledge, but for like doing that and running with that premise, GURPS is like so good at it.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
there's. I mean, I've played GURPS. It's
It-
really good.
I played GURPS one time with my uncle and his friends. This was back when I was in high school, and like he we were playing a campaign. It was like sort of like a cyberpunk ish campaign, and we all created our characters. And one of the things we had to have both a perk and a debuff. And
Yeah.
so I rolled for my debuff. My debuff was that I had AIDS. Like my buff was that I had very dense muscles, so I could
God damn, son.
I could like punches and stuff didn't do as much damage. But then yeah, my debuff was that I had AIDS. And I remember asking, it's like, okay, so what does this do to me? And they're like, nothing. Nothing. You just have AIDS, and you
Oh,
can spread it.
I can guarantee you there's rules for AIDS in GURPS. There is
There
there's GURPS
probably
AIDS.
is. There probably is.
Oh, there absolutely
Roll
is.
for AIDS.
Why do you have why is your hang on, why is your what? Why is your
What?
number plate from
What?
registered to Kiel, Germany, where I live right now?
Lovely.
Oh, you just noticed that? Well,
Yeah.
because hang on, company garage manager.
Oh, that
That's why.
rules. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. I also have a proper company. I've got five. Well, that's me, and then I got four other drivers that drive trucks for me.
Yes.
And you fuck
Yeah, so-
around with in Kiel,
Fuck
basically.
around and find out, cunt.
Yeah, I'm down here in Italy, and they're all out there working up around there. But they make passive income for me.
Damn, you fucking capitalist pig.
Damn, fool. He a damn cappy.
Yeah, I love it. Also, I can buy multiple garages too, so I can have like a full blown like multinational trucking company if I wanted to.
Damn.
Like all these dots here are where I can build another shop, another headquarters.
Impressive.
But I love how you just like just you just knew what was going. You just like looked at the license plate and you're like,
I'm like,
hang
I
on.
see this all the time, every day. Why do I see this all the time? It's like, oh yes, this is where I live. Hell yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, I feel flattered.
Yeah, because no, I was just like, oh, what's a town that's relevant? Because let me try to see if I can find. I know I'm not going to find Swabish Hall, because that's a very small town. But
Very
do they
famous
have?
though in Germany. Very famous.
Oh yeah. See, they have Mannheim, but they don't have because I lived for a while in Heidelberg, but they don't
Yeah.
have Heidelberg here. They have
Also famous for
Heilbronn.
its university.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, and their castle as well. Their castle's so cool. You guys got a lot of castles, so
Man, wait till you see me play the Empire in this. God damn, the Empire's so cool in
I
Warhammer.
don't have like not where I live. There's not many castles actually.
That's a
oh
shame.
yeah, up here.
We've
Let's
got a lot
see.
of medieval and not Renaissance, later than Renaissance, castles near my grandmother, like a shit ton.
Hell yeah.
There's one that was recently basically built using old techniques.
Yeah, they're doing that. That was what I wanted to mention. They're doing exactly that. Just to where I live right now, they're revealing the old castle.
Oh yeah, this is
Techniques or using modern ones.
Oh no, like with historical techniques.
Oh yeah, Burger. This is another thing that the street maps of cities aren't quite accurate.
Yeah, this
They
is
do tend to-
completely inaccurate, but we do have an IKEA here.
Yeah, but they do focus. They do make sure all the important landmarks are where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, Malmo does not look like that.
So they don't make it a one-to-one comparison.
I mean,
No.
Would
But
it
they
be
keep-
due to like fears of like terrorism attacks and shit?
They
Planning
probably
out-
do because it would be an
Research simulator.
incredible amount of work to accurately
It's-
build
yeah.
all of Europe in the game.
Yeah, it's
Nah, man.
very,
Flight Sim did it.
that's a huge investment cost. Also, because you're driving a truck, many streets you will not be able to go down them either because of physical
Yeah,
limitations or laws. So they just don't include them. I mean, they're there. They're like in the background, but you just can't get to them.
Yeah.
Because obviously here in London, it's not going to just be an open area,
Yeah.
Oh, no.
like just a big open field. No, there's going to be buildings. There's going to be side streets. It's just you can't get to them.
Yep.
Yeah. These are basically all the truck routes you can go on. And of course, they hit the highlights. You got the ring road. You got, I think down here is where you can see like Big Ben and the palace and all that
Lord
good stuff.
Benjamin.
Yes.
Good old Large Benji. As we used to call
Oh,
him.
Rotund.
yes. Oh, yes.
Yes, very-
large.
It's quite.
Oh,
He
terribly large fellow.
he's a man of size.
I saw big.
Truly.
Good
saw
for
the,
Benjamin.
To play on the rugby team.
I saw
Yeah,
Large
Alex,
Ben.
what's going on?
I saw Large Benjamin and said, "Yes,
What?
yes, that is correct. Yes,
He is big. Ben is big.
yes."
Truly.
My shoulder.
I used to
fucking
watch him
hurts.
play rugby, you know? To be quite a tall lad. I feel like he's diminished in size a bit.
Oh yeah, another thing I forgot to mention is that this Middle East part is a separate download from the main Pro Mods pack.
Yeah.
It's an optional download because people can act like grown-ups, and we're really upset that they even developed this.
What?
Oh,
The Middle
course.
East exists. What is their problem?
Yeah, and
Really?
yeah, places
Middle
like
East thing.
and like you have places like Lebanon and Israel and Palestine, which are, despite being in the Middle East, they are Euro focused.
I don't
So of
know.
course they should be in it.
They're also like
Yeah.
they're real places. Like I don't know. Oh no, I hate that there's extra content in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
They
you really
yeah
letting
they
your political beliefs show.
Hang on.
Clearly
Is
when
that place called? Just go up.
okay.
Is that place called Rashawn Le Zion? This is fucking Reddit
Rashawn
ass place.
A fucking J.K.
Le
Rowling. ass-
Zion, Le Zionism.
Is this hang on, Rishon? I have to look that up really quick. Rishon.
It definitely
Okay,
sounds
yeah.
like a real place, though.
Yeah, it is. It's a city. It translates to first to Zion.
Dude, Le Zion, dude.
That was
Yeah,
actually the aim, right?
Me,
burger. Le
me,
racisme.
doing apartheid, doing apartheid.
Holy
Oh
shit!
my
There's Jericho.
Yeah.
Damn.
And they
I forgot.
really added that city in.
Yeah.
With
Oh, you
no
can.
walls.
They weren't playing.
Yeah, you go down here to the tip. Just the tip. You can check out Egypt as well.
Damn.
I remember when I went down here, because of the fact that there's like tons of checkpoints and stuff, it's very slow going around here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let
I
me guess,
just
they added a realism mod.
no,
Said
they removed Gaza.
Damn.
No, look, you can see I drove through Gaza at one point,
Yeah.
but then they just removed it.
That's crazy.
That's
That
what
is
they're trying to do.
I mean, it would probably be difficult to do that on account of, the blockade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. But yeah, one of the perks of driving in the Middle East is that fuel is like super, super cheap.
You can imagine.
That's such a nice little realistic detail.
Yeah, like up in France, actually I have this set to gallons, to imperial units.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah. So it's like $6-7 for a gallon of diesel, like up in France. But down here it's like 70 cents.
Damn. That is cheap as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Man.
But anyway, actually I'm making really good progress.
Yeah.
Also, I'm driving at night, so you don't see a whole lot, unfortunately. But that's the way it goes when you're a truck driver.
Well, what can I
Yeah.
say? That's just how it is when you drive.
That's just
how the
how.
cookie crumbles.
Oh yeah,
Goddamn.
when North Macedonia finally got its name, they updated that really quick as well. They were
Really?
like, "Yep,
That's just how the penis comes. That's just how
That's
the,
just
Yeah.
how the penis enters the vagina,
that's
sonny.
just how the rope shoots out of the tip of the penis at the moment of
that's
orgasm.
just how the foreskin grip."
That's how the foreskin crumbles.
Damn.
That,
We're
That's
just
how the foreskin
horny,
walks.
miserable bastards.
that's just
God
how.
damn
That's
it,
just how the blade cuts the foreskin.
I
Burger.
do you know about 69.9 the bust on YouTube?
No.
No.
They just stream the Adam Friedland show and Come Town 24/7.
What?
Yeah,
It's-
it's 69.9 the bust.
I got it.
They're probably streaming right now.
Probably.
They
Happy
But-
to be
holy
saying
shit.
that 24/7.
That
They
is
are.
happening right now. Yeah, they are streaming
Yeah.
Come Town. That's crazy.
Nice.
Yeah. I was listening to them a couple days ago on that channel, and the breakfast sandwich thing came back up. That story is so just the fact that Adam is
it's so fucked up. Yeah, that story is so fucked up.
So dumb.
I mean, Adam has done many things on this show.
Oh, the funniest bit was when he shit himself.
Oh, I
That was
remember
so-
listening. I remember clearly listening to that episode when I was visiting my grandma in Spain, and I turn on the sound, and I almost shit myself laughing. That's how funny that was. He literally
And
shit himself.
And he was wearing white pants.
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
terrible.
And the
Oh,
other
that-
thing was they finally upgraded his chair. They gave him like one of those folding camping chairs.
Yeah.
And it was like brand new. It was like 2 weeks old. But when he shit himself, he like shit all over the chair as well. So he got downgraded back to like a box.
Ah.
Damn, son. That's whack. That's so whack.
I saw recently. I saw the fucking Holocaust denier build fucking shit. What's his name? The
Oh,
Spanish Fly
Ye-
guy. Bill Cosby. Holocaust and
Bill
Bill
Cosby.
Cosby. Like,
Wait, he denies the Holocaust?
no, it's a
Damn,
Cumtown bit.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a bit.
If there was any group in the world that could pull it off, it's probably the ones that control the media. And just I got a call that my agent dropped me and 80 women are accusing me of rape.
The other bit,
That's right.
the other bit I really like is the Indian guy cold calling random phone numbers, being like, "Hello, baby."
Hello.
I really loved like a fucking R2.2. It's just R2D2 with an Indian accent, just going. "Boop, boop, 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 boop." What do you mean you won't drive to Brooklyn? It's your job. That's the whole point of taking a yellow cab.
Okay, I gotta pause driving because if I don't, I'm gonna fucking crash. Oh god, what was the other thing? Fuck, I just completely forgot it. Oh
shit.
no, they were like he was making jokes about like Nigerian like economic forum,
Oh yeah.
and they're like talking about like, oh yes, we sell sandals. You know, we try very hard. We're honest sandal salesman, and he like looks it up, and he's like, oh, it's actually like a real thing. They do like heavy industry and
It's just
talk about
completely-
actual business things.
It's just a completely normal economy. Oh, it's honestly that fucking podcast, man. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, I remember.
I honestly would. Still, one of my favorite bits is the $40,000 worth of chocolate thing.
Oh, you're gonna have to jog my memory on that
It's
one.
the one where they have like where Nick tries to put together like a shopping cart of like $40,000 worth of chocolate for Lind on the Lind website, and then it's like, Gustav, you should buy this because it would be so funny. And then when you just tell your credit card company that it was bullshit, and then it's the whole bit of like, what about me says a down payment on a house in Baltimore worth of chocolate. What about me? And you hear him like chewing. Says fucking tuition in a 1 year's tuition in a state college's worth of chocolates. Do not truffle. I mean trifle with me.
That's right. Wasn't there? Did it happen on the show, or did it No, I think it happened on the show with stuff because he was getting the tooth replaced, so he had like just an insert put in,
Yeah.
and like Nick was like making fun of him for something, and he was getting really gassed up, really riled up, and then he was yelling at Nick, and then the tooth flew out of his mouth.
Holy shit, dude.
Damn.
And it's like, damn, it's like Nick is like, God damn, you're like 300 pounds. You're losing your teeth. You're getting angry, losing your teeth. You're like a pile of shit. It's just so funny.
God damn.
The fucking African accent New Jersey insulin coma thing. Where he's like, Nick has one of his few vulnerable moments, like, you are my best friend, but you annoyed the shit out of me. It's just him being unable to talk to his friends without doing like a voice.
Oh man, that's fucking wild.
There's another podcast I listen to. I've mentioned them before, but every time, like, there's like one of the guys, he likes doing accents, but he's really terrible at them.
Hell yeah.
Because he'll start off with like a perfect, like, funny accent for some nationality, whether they're Chinese or Japanese or like German or Russian. But within like 10 seconds, they all just degrade to an Irish accent.
Damn, that's terrible.
And then they're like, oh, so wait, Omshon Rikyo was an Irishman in Japan? And he's like, yeah.
I love
Damn,
this.
son.
I love this fucking meme of like audiobook narrators when there's like a minority that they have to voice, and it's just a picture of Nick.
Or no, it's not. To make the joke even more abstract, it's the dad from Inside Out,
Oh damn.
Yeah, dude. That's
and it just confuses the shit out of anyone who doesn't know.
I love how much he just is. He just is Nick.
He doesn't know.
God, the fucking
man.
there's so many good bits. That was such a good
Really?
podcast. I mean, it was also there's a lot of just dumb shit.
Oh man.
The
listened-
Eric Clapton episode where Nick did a whole episode of just talking about Eric Clapton.
Damn. Sounds wild.
Wasn't there an episode where they barely talked and it was just Nick playing Red Dead Redemption?
Yeah,
Damn.
that was I think
Audio-
one of the
it-
first
au-
episodes that I listened to.
Hell, look at that.
Yeah, audio podcasts. Adam and Sav are eating, and Nick is eating and playing Red Dead Redemption, and all you hear is just the game and them just fucking eating, barely talking
That was
for
so
like the
funny,
first
dude.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
For the first 20 minutes.
Damn, son. Sounds wild.
But yeah, the concept of Come Town is just brilliant. Just a completely unprofessional. They eat on mic. It's like it's and sometimes they joke about it's like I guess we're like a leftist podcast, are we? I don't know. I guess we are, and everybody just assumes that everybody just says they're a leftist podcast.
I really,
but
honestly, Come Town is probably the one single piece of media that dragged me to the left the most out of everything that I've consumed.
Really?
Because they're like,
oh yeah,
they're like super solidly Bernie. Even though Nick does like QAnon bits and all that shit, and he's like an insane schizophrenic.
well, he's been on Fox News as well.
Yeah, as like a comedian.
Yeah.
They're like still, but they're like very solidly leftist, and they're like one of the edgiest fucking podcasts.
Oh yeah, they still say retarded.
Yeah,
I don't think they dropped the
say
N-word.
the N-word several times.
Oh yeah, they did.
Oh god.
There was this. It's the one thing that they try not to do, I think. And it was this.
Yeah,
it was this bit where he like Nick accidentally reveals Adam's address, and then oh, you're gonna have to bleep that. And then Nick is like, well, in order to like really make sure that I remember, I'm going to have to say, and then it's just bleeped. And Stav is just dying of laughter.
What made it so funny is that he says it, and then he goes to removes Adam's home address, but he forgets to bleep out the N-word.
No, he did bleep out the N-word. He didn't bleep out Adam's home address. That was the. Oh, and that honestly, that was it's such a good podcast.
I can imagine.
Bill got the one where he just starts with Bill Nye the N-word guy, but he actually says it.
Love it.
That really funny.
Oh yeah, there's a whole thing about they got into a big argument because Nick goes to Costco and he'll just like stand by the old ladies giving out free samples and just stands there and just keeps eating.
Yeah.
And there was a huge argument about it because Adam was like, "You can't do that. Those are free samples only." He's like, Nick is like, fuck you. I'll do it. Because he was like, yeah, he just stood there like, and he ate like 7 samples of like a sausage. And the lady was just like totally fine with it. But yeah, they got into a whole big argument. And they pulled up the Costco website and like the Costco subreddit, and it's like No, Costco doesn't care how many samples you take. You can take as many as you want.
That's so crazy.
All right.
So
I need
once
to
again,
sample it. I need to sample it properly.
the
Kind of.
and just another case of Adam being wrong,
Damn.
confidently wrong.
Just
I
confidently.
must say I do really like what Adam is doing in the Adam Friedland show. I feel like he's a really good host for that format.
Oh yeah, Adam Friedland show. It is different from Come Town,
yeah.
but it's still a very very good show.
I like that they find that they like get to do like more produced stuff, and it's just the dumbest stuff you've ever seen. They had Neil deGrasse Tyson on, dude.
I remember they had a musician on. It's a musician who's really popular with like
Oh yeah, he was on
preteen
Come Town a
teenage.
while ago. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, he was on the Adam Friedland show, and they were making jokes about Japanese people, and it came back to Twitter, and like the guys like fans were like, "What? He's racist?"
Yeah.
It's just, I think he's still doing fine. It kind of was just like, yeah, if, you're.
This is like boomers finding out about like that Joji used to be filthy. Zoomers finding out that Joji used to be filthy Frank.
That's like what that is.
All right, folks, it's time to end the stream. That's just how the.
How do I end? How I stop this?
That's
how the dick cheese crumbles.
That's how the dick cheese crumbles, folks. That's it.